Hey guys, for today's video, I have one that I'm so excited to film. I wanted to come home and instantly film this. Like, I had it all planned out in my head. When I was driving home from Ulta, I was like, I'm gonna go home right now. I'm gonna turn on my camera. I'm gonna get all my shit together and I'm gonna film this video. And it didn't work out that way. So that's why we're filming today. It's a few days later that I've gotten a couple of things from Milani, some new releases. I think they're new. I've never heard of them or seen them in store, and I saw them in store and I was like, get in my cart, honey. So that's what I'm gonna be testing out for you guys today. I've done every restriction in my power to try to hold off on trying any of these things because I really wanted to try them with you guys and show you guys like my initial reaction and get the excitement all on camera. Whew, I got that all out in one sentence. God damn. That's what we're testing today. So let's go ahead and get into it. First thing I am the most excited about is this palette. I don't actually think I've ever tried any eye products from Milani besides their eyeliner. They used to have a black eyeliner that I used in high school when they first came out. Probably like 2007, 2008. That was the only eye product that I tried. I've tried their face stuff, their lip products. Obviously, you guys know I love a lot of their lip products, but I've never tried any of their eye products. This is the palette we're gonna be testing today. This is the Milani Gilded Rouge. It looks like this. I'll go ahead and open this baby up. It's beautiful. You see the color scheme? I was just like, when I saw this, I was like, what the hell? I've never seen anything so like sparkly and beautiful at the drugstore like this, especially from Milani. I feel like they're not really known for their eye products, right? Maybe that's just me, but this color down here and then this color right here. Also, look at these on the side. You guys know how much I'm into shiny. This was $19. I think that's pretty standard for their palettes from what I understand. Ulta had a 40% off sale on all, I think it was all palettes. I don't think it was just Milani, but it was 40% off. I got it for like $13 or something. So it retails regularly for 20 bucks, which to me, I'm like, ooh, that's a little pricey, like in my opinion, for the drugstore. But it does come with 4, 8, 12, 16 shadows, these glitters down here, which I imagine they're a little more expensive to create. That I'm just assuming, I don't know, I'm assuming. And then maybe these kind of like duochrome things are a little more pricey to make. They have some exciting shades. It's not like a standard palette where it's like a Wet n Wild palette, Maybelline, where it's just like a couple of different shades and they're not really anything too exciting. These I look at and I'm like, yeah, that makes me happy. That excites me. It brings joy to my life. You can always use a $3.50 off coupon at Ulta, which is great. And then they also always have sales. I can't recommend Ulta enough because they always have sales on their products. Like I said, I got this for 40% off. I also have two eyeliners. This is the Lime Play Metallic 2-in-1 Liner Shadow. I got the shade Bronze Bombshell. So it's a liquid liner. It looks so beautiful. Like, it literally looks so beautiful. I thought this would be so pretty to do a wing. Like, I don't know, I was just thinking fall tones because the palette's kind of fall, and I was like, well, let me grab the bronze liner. I thought that would be like so cute to do like a bronze wing, maybe even in the summertime if you don't want to go so harsh with black. Possibilities, guys. So that retails for $9.99, and then there was also this liner. This is the Stay Put eyeliner. They had a couple colors. I got the red one because I've always wanted a red liner and I've never been able to find one that I was like, you know, drawn to. This one is called, I forgot the name of it, Picante. Fancy. Get a little spicy up in here. And this retails for $8.99. So all the stuff I got on sale, I believe all eye products from Milani were 40% off. So go ahead and check out a sale. Also, I was gonna say, Ulta I feel like bumps up their prices more than others. You can use a $3.50 off coupon and they always have sales, which is great. I usually just buy from Ulta because it's just so convenient. Ulta also always has the new releases. I find that when it comes to new things, I don't really find stuff like this at Target, Walmart, Walgreens. Like, I feel like Ulta's kind of like the first one to get all the new stuff in. But yeah, of course you could check out like, you know, a drugstore might be a little bit cheaper because I don't know, they do bump up their prices. I've noticed that, but you can use a coupon, so that's great. So let's go ahead and get into it. First, I do want to take a little bit of powder just in case there is some fallout. I imagine there will be some. If I'm not looking like extra fresh, it's because I've had my makeup on for like 7 hours, I think. Had it on for a long time. I think I'm gonna start with this shade right here, Peach Fuzz. It's a really pretty peachy color, and I'm gonna do 2 different looks on my eyes. You guys really seem to enjoy that, and I'm gonna continue to do that for you so we can test more shadows. The more, the merrier. This never bothers me. I always like to include it though, because sometimes people don't like that there's a lot of kick up, kick back, whatever the hell it's called, but there is some. You can see I'm not really pressing that hard, but there is a little bit. Yeah, to me that's not a big deal. I don't really care about stuff like that. I love this peachy shade. I'm so into these peachy tones right now. I'm just like, they're so beautiful for summer, since I like to do a little bit of a lighter eye for summer, but I'm really loving this. Like this color scheme. It's pretty. It's nothing like exceptional or extraordinary. I'm just being 100% honest. Like, this is nothing too crazy where it's like, wow, that's the best peach shade I've ever used. No, it's like you can get any peach shade that you like, but it's working well. I also don't have any primer on my eyes. I just have concealer and I set it with powder. That's kind of like my deal lately. I'm kind of just using my concealer because my eyelids do crease, but when I go in and set my lids with a lot of powder, I don't see as much creasing, and that's been working for me. So I haven't been using a ton of primer. I'm actually almost out of my primer, and usually I'm like, oh God, I have to go to the store right now and get it, but I'm not too worried about it since I haven't had a lot of creasing issues lately. I think I'm just gonna do like your typical warm eye. So I'll go in with this one here, Over Baked. I'm gonna take this brush from Morphe. This is the rose gold one, the number rubbed off. I think it's R38. I talk about this a lot. Also, I forgot to mention this. The mirror is awesome. I love that. I usually do my makeup in I have like a magnified mirror that lights up, but this is so convenient for travel, or like here where I'm sitting here filming this video and I'm like, you know, I can't use my magnified mirror. Like this. This is actually blending really nicely. It's not super pigmented. That's something I will say. I feel like I kind of have to go in and tap a lot on at least the two mattes that I've used so far and really try to just like build it, but that's not always a bad thing. I don't mind them either way. I always compare this to like Anastasia shadows because those are some of my favorites. Sometimes with hers it's like you have to be a little more careful because it's really hard to blend out a pigmented shadow if you go in with too much. But this I find going in and just kind of taking my time and building, that's not really an issue for me either. I feel like MAC shadows are like that. I don't mind that. That's just, I guess, something to note is that I'm noticing as I test this out. But it is building nicely. It's not getting patchy or catching or anything. I mean, I think that looks good. For like a warm transition, if you want something like what I'm doing right now, you really only have, where is it? This one down here, and then this one up here. So you don't really have a lot of like more warm matte tones. You do have this, I think this looks like a matte right here, Bewitched. Actually, let's just take a look. Oh, that looks kind of powdery. It might be a satin. That doesn't look good. That's the swatch. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take this and test it on my eye because that swatched really crappy. The point that I'm trying to make is you don't have a ton of warm transitions if that's what you're looking for. You're not gonna get this with that palette. You're not gonna get your money's worth at least because you really only have the peach and the reddish shade. But there are these two colors down here, this pink and purple that look matte. Just go ahead and play with these, see what these look like. Those swatched kind of bad too. That's not a good swatch. Okay, so we'll go ahead and try those. They don't have a ton of mattes. It looks like it's mainly shimmer. Let's go ahead and swatch this blue one. Yeah, see, these are really pretty. These are almost like a duochrome. I'll make sure to insert swatches as well. Yeah, see, those are beautiful. Glitter's pretty. I just did a little swatch of the glitter while I was there. This might be something where you might want to actually use this more so for the shimmers and the glitters. Like, I don't know that I would take this palette while I'm traveling if I just want like a one and done type of palette. This is something where I look at it for me and I'm like, yeah, besides these two warm transitions, I would never use that pink or purple or blue in my crease, you know, like that's just not what I gravitate towards. So this is something where I'm like, oh yeah, I want that Milani palette and I want to use, you know, this shiny blue here or this pretty color here. I guess it just depends what your preference is, what you're buying it for. If you're a makeup collector and you don't mind doing that and dipping into other palettes for transitions, then you might be okay with it. But if you're looking for like a one and done palette, this probably isn't gonna be the palette for you because these are kind of loud. Nonetheless, we're still gonna test it out. So what I'm gonna do is actually, I really wanna try the blue and the purple, but I also wanna try the red. Oh, I only have two eyes. Why don't I have more? I'm really intrigued to try this blue. So let me go ahead and dip into that. Like, that's so beautiful. That is so reflective and shiny. What I'm gonna do next is take a little bit of this purple glitter down here, because this blue almost has a little bit of a purple reflect to it. So I think this glitter will be really pretty, because I really want to test one of the glitters. The transitions don't really go with this, but that's what I'm saying, where I kind of feel like this is more so like if you want something really exciting on the lid or really bold. I'm not sure what they were doing. I feel like that's kind of random. I wish they would have done something different. Maybe something a little more neutral brown to just make it a little more user friendly. Besides the peach, I would never use that red. I'd have to dip into something else to go with these transitions. That's just my opinion. I'm really just trying to test out as many colors as I can without going into another palette. I'm gonna take this down here and see how I can kind of build that, because this looked really kind of crappy when I swatched it. So I'm gonna take this little E25 brush from Sigma. That shadow's not great. Do you see how it's really patchy? I feel like they could have done a better job with this one, or they could have just taken it out altogether. Like, I feel like it wants to be pigmented, but when you try to go in and kind of tap it on, it just moves and it's just really patchy. I don't like that at all. Let me try taking a more firm brush. This is a Sigma E57. I'm gonna try packing it and then maybe blending. Let's see if that works. No, it doesn't want to build. It really doesn't want to build. And I don't think it's because I don't have primer on, because you know, I can do my eyeshadow without primer. My eyes are creasy. That's really the only reason why I wear primer. It's not because I feel like it makes the eyeshadow perform better. It's just that, you know, my eyes crease. Yeah, that blue shade is kind of shitty. It seems like it's just kind of dusting away the more I add on. So that one's a dud. Looks really pretty other than the blue. I love this purple. That's just so beautiful. And even this blue, the shiny one, it's kind of like a duochrome. Like, that's just so beautiful. I love that. What I'm gonna do next is take this purple, this one down here. I want to see how this works, and I'm going to take this on my lower lash line. Looks okay just going on the lower lash line, but also I kind of feel like you need to blend it into the crease to see how it works. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the other eye, and I'm actually gonna take this one right here. I want to see how that works as a transition shade. I'm gonna take my same E40. I just wiped it off, but I want to see how this pink kind of blends into the crease. I don't know why I got French all of a sudden. It's actually blending beautifully. It's not catching or getting, you know, weird in some areas. It's not super pigmented, just kind of like a wash. That's about as much as it's gonna build. I've tried building this a couple of times now, and I don't think it's getting more pigmented than that. The one thing I'm gonna reiterate is that I wish they did a different selection of mattes. I feel like they don't really make sense, but it's like the glitters and the shimmers kind of make up for it, that I can forgive it. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one right here, the purple that I used on my lower lash. I want to see how this blends into the crease. The purple's a little patchy. I'm having a harder time blending it than the pink. That's, I think, about as good as it's gonna get, and it's not really coming off purple like it is in the pan. Like, let's hold the pan up to my eye. I feel like this looks more pink blended out. Like, I feel like it's not pigmented enough, and it's just kind of like, again, like a wash of color, nothing too crazy. I'm gonna take this one right here. I'm really itching to use this. I also wanna use something a little bit lighter so I can test this out, this liner, and I don't know how it's gonna go over the glitter and this darker colors. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, that's a little disappointing. This to me looks something that you might use as just a topper to bump up the shine of something else. It's not like what I was expecting, I guess. Okay, let me go ahead and I'm gonna take this one right here, Old Fashioned. I'm gonna press this in the center. I don't think I've used a shimmer yet. I think I've really been using like the foils and the glitters. Let's see how this works. I'm gonna put this right in the middle. I like that color. That is something I could see being like a good everyday color for somebody. Just like a pretty It's almost like a rose gold. Actually, what I want to do is take this first shade again. Yeah, see, to me this just kind of looks more like a topper. Do you see how it's just really amping up that middle color? It's not really so great on its own. It looks really pretty in the swatch, but I think once you get it on the eye, it's just okay. Like, it has a little bit more of a clearer base, unless you need to wet it, which you guys already know I don't like to wet my shadows. If I have to wet them, I'm not gonna use them because that's a step I just don't like to take in my routine. Like, I just want it to look good if it's supposed to. I look crazy right now. I think I'm actually just gonna take this one right here. The purple, I think that's appropriate for the outer part of my eye. I'm just gonna tap, oh yeah, see, that is so pigmented. I think that's so beautiful. I don't know what happened to the other colors though. Actually, let's just go ahead and take this too. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this. I think I wanna put this, like, I wanna put it somewhere. I wanna use it so bad. So I'm just gonna pop this. I think I'm just gonna mix it with the purple. Just to add some shine. I mean, it's cute. Let's play with the bronze liner. This looks very promising. I always envision that I buy stuff like this because I'm gonna do something cool with my makeup and I'm gonna start using stuff like this, and I never do. I love the tip. It's very, very precise and it's not flimsy. Sometimes you have to be careful with liquid liners because they can get a little flimsy, but this one looks great. It's like stiff, but not too stiff. That's what she said. I think that's really pretty. I like that. Let me just go ahead and try and take it on this eye, see how it works. Oh, okay. See, I wasn't really expecting it to cover up the blue, but I mean, it's doing great. This would be a fun little thing to kind of add into your routine if you just want to mix it up. I think that's so pretty. I think this would be so, so beautiful just by itself, or with just maybe like a bronzer in the transition, or actually with something with like a brown matte neutral eye, with something like this on the lid. I could see that being so beautiful. I'm gonna try this again with that look. That's gonna be maybe a look that I do this week. Let's go ahead and move on to this. This is the Picante Stay Put eyeliner. It's retractable, that's awesome. And then it has this little smudgy thing on the end that I never use, but it's there if you do use it. This is super creamy. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on this eye because I don't have anything on the lower lash. Ooh, I almost poked the shit out of my eye. That is so cool. I love that. Oh my god, that's so pretty. This would be so beautiful with like a brown, like warm red fall smoky eye. I can see it now. I can't wait till September. I'm gonna pull this baby out and use it all the time. Like I said earlier, I used to use Milani's eyeliners when they first came out, like years ago. I thought that I was gonna like this, but I love the color of it. I think the color is so pretty. Obviously, I don't know how it wears because I just put it on. Let's see how this... Oh, look. Here's the swatch on my hand. I mean, that's not bad. All right, so that's gonna be it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I would say the palette's pretty good. I would say don't buy it full price. Definitely make sure you get it on sale or use a coupon. Like I said, Ulta always has sales. You can use a $3.50 coupon. I think for what I paid for it, like $13, I'm like, okay, if I spent $20, I probably would have been like, ooh, I kind of wish I didn't. Just because I'm disappointed in the more intense shades. These two were not that great. And then this one is okay, but it's just like, you know, I don't use pink a lot, so I don't get a lot of use out of it. This I was a little disappointed in. I was hoping it was gonna be like the LA Splash, the Golden Gatsby palette. Actually, let me go ahead and get it, hold on. Do you see how they have the same kind of vibe? They're both kind of like that foiled, almost like flaky, but not too flaky, but real shiny type of formula, except the one in the Milani palette is a lot more sheer. It does look better as a topper, I think, than it does on its own. So this is the Gatsby one. This is what I wanted the Milani one to be. Kind of like this, but it's a little more sheer. Here's the Milani one right here. It's just not as intense as I wanted, but it does look pretty on top of something else if you just want to amp up you know, another shade in the palette. I guess you could probably take it on top of like this color or maybe even this just to add a little bit of shine. I am obsessed with these. Glitters are great. This one was really pretty too. A little more of like just kind of like a regular shimmer and nothing too crazy. These two mattes are awesome. I mean, like I said, they performed really well. They're not revolutionary or anything like that, but they did work really well. I didn't get to try every single shadow. Obviously, I don't have enough space on my eyes. I tried as many as I could, and I will definitely update you guys and I'll play with it further and let you know, but I would say don't buy this really so much on the mattes because like I said earlier, I don't think the mattes really make sense for the color scheme. I wish they did something different with this, maybe to go better with the blues, purples, glitters. Like I would just never pair this like red tone brown with any of these, maybe just a yellow. But other than that, I don't think I would really pair that color as a deepening transition with those lid colors, you know? You're probably gonna have to dip into another palette for the mattes, but I really love the shimmers. The glitters, like it's, you know, an affordable price compared to other brands, I guess. Like I've told you guys so many times before that I don't have a lot of great luck with drugstore eyeshadow palettes. That's just my experience. Besides really ColourPop, I don't have a ton of luck. Like I just don't gravitate towards drugstore eyeshadow palettes because I'm usually more disappointed that I'm not. Of course, I'll update you guys because this is just a first impressions and I haven't tested this and I'm not wearing it for the whole day. Those are my thoughts, and if you just kind of take like what I say into consideration about the palette, I think you won't be disappointed. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm definitely gonna be playing with this more. If you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I was like, there's one more thing, I couldn't remember what. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye! Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, wow, both my feet are asleep. Oh God, just kill me now. Just kill me now.